what we're having a look at today is the archives module, and the idea here is that it's a front-facing display for the archives of any one particular school, but what we're saying to our clients is that the archives that any school is going to hold is only a fraction of the potential archives that any school might have, and it's the archives that the alumni actually contain is what you're after. So what we're trying to do is not only display the archives that you have, but also reach out into the pockets and the cupboards of the alumni and see what they've got and get them to contribute in a vetted environment. So you can see here we've got one of our clients here, which is Giggleswick School in central northern England, and they've just launched their archives module in the last few days, and you can see it's got a nice interactive timeline. I can just scroll across there and you can see the archives that they've uploaded already starting from around 1900, and I can just scroll across and have a look at the different red books that they have. This one, as I mentioned, this is just being uploaded, so basically what's happening is that the system is automatically converting their PDFs into a flipbook style, and so you can see here's one that's completed already. What that means is that I can actually turn the pages, and as you can see it just downloads the images. What I'll just do is I'll change to full screen mode so you can get an. You can see again we've got the magazine. Then you can just go to magazine and have a look at everything that's available. So the idea here is that that's just one of the displays that that we're enabling on the site. You can upload different types of content, and we're just enabling different types of content as as clients are coming up with different ideas. But the basic display is that we have a timeline across the bottom, and I can zoom out of that timeline if I want, and you can see then we've come up to a 1930s chronicle which they've uploaded, and just zip through that, and then I can go right up until their 1999 chronicle, and then they've got their 2013. It looks as if they haven't actually attached magazines with that display. If we just come across to a demonstration site which I've set up, I've just uploaded some generic content to this particular site here, which is a demo site for Melbourne Grammar. You can just drop that in. So I've just edited the menu, and we'll just type in archives and then just select archive timeline from the charged additional modules, and then we can just drag that into the menu system. So that's how you install the archives facility into your system, and then you can see here that's already been done, and I can just select archives from the menu, which brings up this display. And so on the display, obviously, we've got the archive timeline, which then just loads up. The archives in and on up the top I have filter archives. So what we're trying to do here is just create one centralized display for any different type of archive that you might have. So if you think about, for example, just a magazine or a newsletter, even though it's nice to have a magazine display or a newsletter display within your site, essentially they're all just a type of archive. And so if we bring them all into one central display, then it all becomes interesting information that you can then filter based on which type of archive it is. So if you see here, we've got select a category, and these categories are actually a list we found from an online resource. So we're very much looking for feedback from clients as to how to refine this, but class photos and magazines are two that have been very popular, and we're looking at lots of different categories of content that you might want to upload. We can have tags as well, so if you wanted to search on tags, so I've just searched for cohort years 2012, or I could search for 15-year reunions or young alumni events, or I can actually search for individuals that have been tagged in the actual items. So you can see there that we can filter the system based on any of these items. So that's the filtering process. And what we might do now is just have a look at how you add a new item. So you'll see here, as I mentioned before, this shows that it's in process of converting. And that's, I mentioned the PDF display that gets converted into a turning page style. But if we just have a look at how to add a new item, and the key here is that anyone can add a new item. So it's completely open to alumni to contribute, and we're very keen for them to contribute, and as long as you're vetting the information as it comes through, then it makes sure that nothing inappropriate goes on board, or nothing that's you don't think is something you want on the timeline. So administrator only is obviously very important at the top, which means that you can come in and approve it for display, or tag it as a favourite, or allow it to be publicly viewed. So it just means that you're in complete control of how the timeline is displayed. Tagging as a favourite means that it will display by default ahead of the other items. So we're planning on having an enormous number of items being stored in this facility. So being able to tag as favourite will mean that it gets filtered down to just things that you think are important to display right off the bat. And then if people filter by magazine or something, then they'll display all the magazines or something like that. So it just lets you unclutter the timeline if there's an enormous number of items being uploaded to it. So then obviously we're just taking them through the process of adding to the archive, and you can see here we've got day, month, and year. And that's obviously just referencing the event, or the when the photo was taken or something like that. Then we have some title, and then the description is obviously formattable, so you can put in whatever you like here. And then we've got the attached media. So this is the different types of content that we're allowing onto the timeline. If I just choose one, then you've got uploading an image or a PDF, and as mentioned, the PDF automatically converts to a page-turning view. So, I mean, just thinking about content that you could have on this display straight away, just about every school that we've dealt with will have digitized magazines. I mean, when magazines are created these days, they're almost always created in PDF format, and if you just upload the magazines that you already have, then this facility is going to have content that is of interest to people when they're viewing it. So, it's not something that you need to think about uploading after you've digitized all your archives. You just need to think about having enough on there to make it interesting for people, and then you can just add to it over time. So, we've spoken to a lot of clients who think of it as quite a daunting task to have to digitize all their archives, but this can be something that you can do over a long period of time, but making it interesting from the very beginning is obviously very important. So that's just how you upload an image or a PDF, or you can select a website URL. The important thing about the website URL is that that might be to a YouTube video or a Vimeo video or a blog or a newspaper article, or anything that you want. You can then link through to that, and that again is just a different type of archive. Then we've got photo boards. That's also very interesting, because it just means that any event that you run, any photos that an alumni might upload, they just then become a type of archive. And so we're just trying to think very broadly about what defines an archive item. And so if you run a business breakfast, for example, and then all you need to do is choose from the list of, well, there you go, there's a community business lunch in 2009. So that now becomes an archive timeline, and it takes the default image as when it's displaying that particular item in the timeline. Then step 3 is obviously the search information. So this is very important, and this is what's going to make your facility not get too cluttered. So you want to make sure that the items go up with being carefully tagged. So again, you can just choose, if I wanted to upload a magazine, then let's choose a magazine to display. I've just chosen one of our clients' magazines, which is the Old Cliftonian magazine, and I'll just click upload. and then we'll just need to choose a date and time. So we'll make it say 2017, so it appears at the very front, so we can see it straight away. Some body text, and so we've uploaded the actual. We're uploading the image, and there you can see the old Cliftonian magazine is now current attachments. You just need to make sure that you do click upload. A couple of clients have not clicked upload and wondered why it hasn't appeared. So then we can put in tags. So you know, this is a magazine, but if it was something that was relevant to any of these, we could say put in science as a subject, or we could put sports and choose basketball, and the grade is open thirds, or something like that. So we've created the tagging facility, so it can be quite detailed. Again, you know, feedback is requested on all of these things. If you think that there is something that you would like to tag it with that isn't there, then just let us know and we'll add it to the list. And then we can just choose, if it was a photo of people individually, then you can just choose those people there. So that's how we submit, and so I've just clicked submit there, and that's just uploading the archive item. And again, this is available to all your alumni. So, but it's the actual approving for display is something that only you guys can see. And that's just now reloading the timeline for me. And then you can see that we've got our timeline display again. So the Cliftonian magazine, and we can just scroll through and have a look at all the items that we've got here. And again, we've got the actual page turning available there. This is the, if we just go through here, this is the how it's displayed for the actual gallery. So you've got the title and the body text, and then the view gallery, which then just takes you through to the actual gallery of that particular item. So it's all about integrating all sorts of different types of archive items and then just making it available. That's a very quick look through of this facility. It's never going to go for very long. If there are any questions, there's a chat window down in the bottom right of your screen. I'd be happy to field any questions about the facility if you want to ask. So we can just give some time for people to ask any questions if they like.